right, good morning. We are rolling our shoulders up, back, and down, getting a roundness through the shoulders, giving them a squeeze up. Earlobes and shoulders meet, pull back, and then drop down with palms open. Then rotate the palms the other way, squeeze up, drop them back, palms open down. So get that going on maybe a slightly bigger scale. You can start to do it with your own breath. Get movement through your body. Start to curl that spine as you round that upper back. And then when you open, you can arch up a little bit if that would feel good to you. You can bend those knees. And then we'll drop onto those sides with bent knees. Round into that cat stretch. Inhale into that cow. Couple more times, rounding and extending. One more time, round and extend. Drop that right shoulder in, look up over the left. Back to center, other way. Just a tiny little head peeking at the corner of your screen. And now a tiny little tail. All right, round and extend. Weight into your heels, abs in, support that. Bring your hands up. Roll those shoulders up, back, and down. We're going to widen that stance a little bit more. Abs in, tailbone is long. We're just going to stay here. We're going to start with a little plie movement here. Then you're going to bring your arms out in front of you, and as you come down, you're going to give me a little squeeze. Elbows go a little lower at this point than your palms. So rowing motion, 2 more like that. And then make it a regular row, arms straight in front of you, and then they squeeze back. You can give that little extra squeeze as your shoulders come back. If you want to be up on your tippy toes, you're welcome to do that, or you can come down and come up, heels down, and then heels up if you like. And then the last version we'll do with our arms is the opposite. So we're going to bring those hands lower than the elbows this time. So we're doing more of an upright row and a little squeeze at the top, working those shoulders. And then at the very top, give it a little back and down. So you get that rear deltoid a little bit more too. Think about really lifting up as you come up. Again, you can have the option of being up on your tippy toes the whole time or coming up and down. 2 more. Last time, come up on those tippy toes, hands to your heart. Sit down in this, lower your heels, lift your heels, lower, lift, lower, lift. A little bit of calf work, maybe feel a little bit more in your quads as you do this. And then hold and come up. All right, shake all that out. Roll those shoulders up, back, and down. We're going to come down to a seated position, but on our way, we're going to roll our mat up so that we have a little bit of an elevation here. My mat is pretty thick, so I might not have to roll it all the way up. If you're on a yoga mat, you probably do want to roll it all the way up. And then you'll turn it so that you can sit right on top of it. And then once you're there, pull those glutes out from under you. So you can sit nice and tall on that little bump, and then scoochie forward till you feel yourself drop off the edge, right? Just off the front of it, so that now your tailbone is tipped. We're going to bring that left knee in. We're going to straighten out that right leg. And just on the ground, we'll point and flex a couple times. And then we'll lift it up and point and flex. We'll point and lift. We'll flex and lift. And then we're going to point, bend, and reach it, reach it, reach it, reach it. 4 more. And then flex and press. And then leave it flexed, open, close, open, close, open, close, point, open, close, open, close, open, close, and down. Scoot over so that your left hip is still on your mat. Your right leg is going to come behind you now. You're trying to get that knee further back than the hip, and then pull that ankle in nice and close. And then from there, you can just start to lean over onto that bolster with your left elbow. Arm can come up, maybe open a little to the back of the room, back to center. Roll it down and around if you'd like. And then sit up, and you're going to stay like this, but make it a little more comfortable, right? So readjust so it's not quite as intense. Let's do arms out in a T position for now. You're going to tip over to the left, back to center, over to the right, back to center, over to the left, back to center, over to the right. Adding on, bring those arms into a V. Now your whole torso is still going to move. It's not just swaying in the wind. Up and over left to center, up and over right. You won't be able to go as far, obviously. Two more like that. And then your final option would be to bring your hands together and cradle your head in between your arms. And center. Woo! Keep your bottom leg where it is, but just straighten it. And then you're going to cross that right leg over. So you're sitting nice and tall. Sorry, we want to stay scooted off to that side so that that hip rolls off, not fall off. And then press yourself tall and then pull it across. So I'm letting the hip drop while I'll pull up and across, drop up and across, and then I'm going to try and do both at the same time. And now there's just a tail flip and in the corner you're straight. Okay, all right, back to center. So that knee should be right where you need it, right knee in, left leg point and flex a couple times, and then do the same off the ground. Good, point and lift. Flex and lift. Point, bend, stretch. Flex and press. And then open, close, flexed. Point, open, close. And relax. Woo! Scoot. So now your left glute is going to drop off. Bring that knee behind your hip. See if you can tuck your ankle a little closer, and then up and over you go to your right. Arm can open to the back. Rotate back to center. Roll it down. Stay in this position, right? But make it a little more comfortable. Arms out to the side. So if you're already tipped a little to the right, pull those glutes out from under you so you're very tall. And then we'll tip right, come back to center, and tap left. Make sure you're lifting out of the hips as you go to the left, especially. A little more challenge would be to bring your arms into a V. And then final challenge would be to bring those hands together and side to side you go. And then we'll stay here with that hip dropped off. We'll straighten out that right leg and let the left leg cross over. Let the hip drop, but then pull up. Let the hip drop, pull up. One more time, drop, pull up, and then you're going to let both happen at the same time. So I'm not going to pull that hip off the ground. I'm going to keep it dropping down. Sorry, there's little strange beeps in my house. All right, so from there, all we're gonna do, we're gonna leave that bump, but we're gonna unroll it just enough so that you can still have a little bit of a lift, but also have a place to lie down. You're gonna come to that lift, sit up on it, but then lie down. So now I have that beautiful pelvic tilt already created for me because that lift is underneath my hips. I'm gonna bring those legs in tabletop, but look, tabletop here would be a wider angle than 90. So I'm gonna find that 90 and that should close my ribs and close my abs. Arms out to the side, back of the neck is long, deep breath in. Exhale, reinforce that pelvic tilt by pulling the ribs down and in, and then give me a little toe touch. Keep in mind that you're not actually going to touch the ground on this because your hips are this far off the ground. So that would put you in extension if we did that. Then you can try flexed foot if you want. You could try both legs toe touch if you want. Keep that going for me. It can be both legs heel flex. Knees open if you like. Final option, we lengthen that lever with a straight leg, either single or double, pointing and flexing on the way up and the way down. If you feel like that's too much, go back to that bent knee lever, whichever one you feel like works you more. Good, stay here. Let's extend those legs, all of us, and we're gonna TikTok side to side. Again, you can do this absolutely with bent knees. And then center, we're gonna hug those knees in, but keep that little roll. And then probably the last thing, not quite, next to the last thing we're gonna do is flip around so that that lift is underneath our shoulders. We're just gonna support our heads here for a moment. So make sure it's not uncomfortable for you. So this lift is elevating that thoracic area. Ribs are probably popped up. So let's bring the fingertips to the edges of the skull. See if you can put the elbows on the ground and support the head and get a chest opening. And then nod the head yes. And then if it's okay with you, drop the head down so it's a little more even. And then close the ribs as you lift yourself up the tiniest bit, elbows stay wide. Inhale up and over. Exhale, close those ribs as you press them against the mat. Chin stays in a nodded yes position. So we're doing that negative to neutral. If you want a little more challenge, option one, you just cradle your head with bent elbows. You've created a little extra weight overhead, or you crisscross at the elbows and the wrists, interlace those hands, cradle the biceps into your head. Good. One leg at a time, can come up into tabletop if you like. And if you want the final challenge, you bring those legs in tabletop. And then as you come up, you'll extend one leg. These are all options. You don't have to do any of them. And then bring those feet down, cradle your head, and you find a comfortable place to drop your head open over and get that chest stretch. So that I don't feel like I'm getting extra cervical extension, I rolled further up. I slid up further. So now that arch is just kind of underneath my rib cage. And we're gonna keep that bolster. We're gonna roll off of it, but keep our hands on it so it stays there. You're not gonna need that fold right now, so if you want, you can roll it back all the way up. Come back up, seated position, glutes slide out from under you. Legs are wide, knees can be bent or straight, whichever is gonna make more sense for you to be able to maintain that tall spine. And then I'm gonna scoot a little bit forward so that I tip my pelvis. Arms out for your saw. You're gonna twist to the front of the room, rotate and reach. Try not to drop and round. Use that back arm to help extend. Lift up, other way. Last one each way. Then we're gonna come to center. We're gonna bring those big toes to touch. Make sure you're still up tall on those sit bones. Arms out to the side, rotate to the front of the room. Go a little deeper, a little deeper. You have a string suspending you from the sky. As you come back to center, check that your big toes are still together. Deep breath in. To the back of the room, twist, twist, twist. Inhale, center to the front. To the center, check your toes to the back. Inhale, check your toes. This time when you go to the front, bend the elbow and push back, push back, push back. Inhale, center, the back, center to the front, and to the back. And relax, shoulders roll up, back, and down. And then we're gonna roll back. This time we will roll that bump out one time so that our heels can be on it. And at least part of our torso is still here. So our feet are a little higher than usual for a bridge. Feet in parallel, that can be zipped up, touching, or hip distance apart. Hands by your side, deep breath in. Exhale, find your bridge. Option to stay there or hover your hands. Option to stay there, maybe hands go back down. One leg goes up and down. And again, you can hover those hands if that would work better for you, or if that's okay with you. Two more. Bring that leg down. Take a breath. Other knee in. Extend it up, lift and lower. And bring it all down. Take a little break. All right, we're going to keep that bolster. We're going to do regular planks and side planks with the bolster. And your elbow is going to be in the bolster. So it's going to actually make it easier, which means we're going to have to give a little extra challenge. So unless your bolster is wobbly, push the shoulder back, lift up out of it, engage the lats, space between the ears and the shoulders. And you come up in your side plank and see how it feels to you. And if you're able, you can lift that top leg without dropping the bottom. You can either tap and lift, or you can just maintain and hold. And gently bring it down. Turn, so both forearms are on the bolster. Now you can play with, if that was a lot on your elbow, slide back so your elbow is not actually on the bolster, but your forearms are. And then it's going to be whatever version you normally do in a front plank. Find it. And then option to point one toe and hold, and then the other. As you come down, all you're gonna do is flip around. I know we have another side. We're gonna get a little stretch first. So it's gonna be your shell stretch with your legs up on the bolster. Unless that's too much on your knees, you can move. And then you're gonna be doing the other side, so you guys can just turn to the back if you want. I'm gonna flip my mat so that I'll be on the other side facing you. And once again, we protect the shoulder by pushing it back, lifting up out of it, creating space, and then we side plank on the other side. And then once you're there, if you're able, you're gonna lift that top leg, either hold it or tap and lift. And gently come down. All right. One more little move here. Keep your, actually two. You're gonna keep that bolster. This time, that bolster is coming underneath your tummy. Just above your hips. So when you lie down, and this, if you just ate or drank coffee, this won't be very comfortable for a moment. So it just gives us a little back support. Forehead is down, deep breath in, lift one leg, see how that feels. Lift the other leg, see how that feels. Lift them both, and then come back. If your pubic bone tipped when you did that, scoot forward. So this is going to be about how much length you have above the bolster and below. Keep your toes down this time. Lift an arm, lift an arm, lift both arms. All right, so those are your options. One leg, two legs, one arm, two arms, or the big picture is your Superman, but you're going to play with where you need to be so that bolster actually helps give you support. You can sing the song to yourself, or we'll sing it here. Call and response. It's a bird. Nutmeg says it's a plane. It's super cat. Relax. So it might be nice to windshield wiper by scooting forward so that lifts your legs, and then you windshield wiper that way. You can go as far forward as you feel like would make it feel better. And then we will press up. We're going to bring that lift underneath our knees so that as we go into a cat-cow, it should be nice and supported here. Rounding in cat, inhaling in cow. All right, and we're gonna spin around. I really do think this is the last thing we're gonna do with the bolster. I'm gonna slide my hands so that my fingers are off the bolster, but the heel of my hand is on. I'm gonna find that cat-cow one more time so that I can go halfway between those and find neutral spine. I'm gonna stretch that left leg out, flex through the heel, get a stretch, come back and point the toes until I can lift that leg off. Then my right arm goes up. So my left arm is a little less stable because of that bolster, but the wrist should feel a little better, hopefully, because it's not on as severe of an angle. You can stay in that bird dog or you can tap and lift. Bring that down, roll cat, inhale cow, neutral spine, right toes stretch and reach, press, ooh, come forward, point, left arm up, holding here, or tapping and lifting. And reach, bring it down, cat, and cow. We're gonna use this for a pillow for just 1 second, and then we'll be done with the bolster. Just let your head rest on that. Ah, see how that helps you kind of nod yes? So you want to slide to the front of it, so you're not lifted here, your chin is lengthened out. That should help relax your chest, so just go ahead and open your arms. Just stay here for a moment if you want to. You can bring your feet together and let there be a gentle sway side to side with your knees. Don't have to add that, but you can if you want. If you prefer to just stay here, that's fine, or you could tuck and tip your hips, a little pelvic tilt. And then here's the amazing news. As you lift your head up, boom, no more burrito. So you might as well enjoy that for just a moment. And then we're gonna do a nice stretchy version of single leg stretch today. So bring your right knee in, give it a beautiful hug in, extend that left leg straight up in the air. Then you're gonna bring that left hand across the right knee, right hand behind that ankle to lift into tabletop. Exhale, float that left leg. You can keep the right knee where it is. Obviously, it's more challenging out here, but you can keep it in for today. Feel a little stretch on the right hamstring, a nice stretch on the left quad. Inhale back to center, hug both knees. Then move your hands to the left side, put the right foot on the ground. Keep your right hand over the left knee, lift the left ankle to tabletop, right leg up in the air, stretch, reach as you lift. And again, you're reaching, trying to feel that quad stretch, little hamstring love. And this time we'll stay up, we'll inhale, switch, and exhale, pull in. Since we're doing the stretchy version, as you pull in, see if you can lift yourself a little higher. And relax, both knees in, take a little rock, and then put the heels together, toes apart, slow double leg stretch. Inhale here, exhale, lift your torso, inhale, point your toes, exhale, flex your heels, reach your arms overhead, inhale, lift, reach for your knees or your shins, your toes, you can go full teaser, and then exhale down, inhale, knees open, exhale to lift, inhale to point, exhale, flex, reach, inhale, point, lift, and exhale down. Inhale, knees open, exhale to lift, inhale to point, exhale, flex and reach, inhale, point, lift, reach, exhale, bring it down. Inhale, open, exhale, lift, inhale, point, exhale, flex, reach, inhale, point, lift. Make sure you're knowing these steps because you'll do a few on your own in just a minute. Step one, you open the knees on an inhale. Exhale, you lift your torso. Inhale, point your toes, straighten your legs. Exhale, flex your heels, arms reach. Inhale, point, lift, reach. Exhale, down. Try 3 more on your own, please. That's 6 steps each, which is 18 total. And relax. Let's do a wide leg, wide feet. Let the left knee drop in, the right leg drop open. Feel a stretch on the front of that left quad. Inhale back to center. Exhale, drop that right knee in. We'll do that again. Left knee drops in, right leg opens. And then the other way. Beautiful. Hug those knees in. We're going to take a supported rock side to side. Then we're going to bring those hands away, rock the knees. Then we're going to lift the toes, rock the knees. And then finally, knees move directly over hips. So we're back to that side to side movement. See how far you can go into a rotation. without the knees separating or you falling to one side. Make sure you can see the toes. And one more round, and then center, hug those knees in. And let's just roll over onto one side, lengthen your body out. You want your arm underneath your ear. You want to be in a long straight line so you don't really see your toes. Lift that waistline off the ground. Point, lift, exhale, flex down. Point, lift, exhale, flex down. Then lift that top leg, bottom leg will eat it, and then they both come down. So it's inhale, up, up, pause, and exhale down. Up, up, pause, exhale down. Last one, up, up, pause, exhale down. Now legs are glued together and we lift and hold. Inhale down. Exhale, lift, hold. Inhale down. Two more. Last one, lift it up. Put your hand on the ground. See if you can lift your torso and your elbow off and hold it here. Reaching, 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 and relax down. Bend those knees so you can just switch over to the other side for me, please. Long straight line in your body. Arm underneath your ear. Waistline lifted, toes are pointed, top leg lifts. Exhale, flex down. Top leg lifts, bottom leg meets, they both come down. Inhale, up, up, pause, exhale down. Up, up, pause, exhale down. And then this time, legs together, lift and hold and down. Lift, hold, and down. Keep that going for me. And then finally, lift, hold. See if you can lift the torso, lift the top arm, and bring it all the way over onto your abs. Forehead rests on your hands for a moment. Let's windshield wiper without that lift this time, just to see the difference. The legs come down a little wider than usual. Toes are pointed, kneecaps are lifted. Deep breath in. Exhale. Lift that upper body in your salute. Hold for a moment and bring back down. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Option to stretch your arms behind you. Exhale, come down. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, lift, stay here, or reach back. Back to center. Exhale, down. Couple more here. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, lift, hold, or reach on the inhale. Back down on the exhale. Last time. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold, and relax down. And we will press back in our shell stretch this time. And then we're coming all the way over onto our spine. We're going to bring that right knee into the chest. Take a few circles in one direction and then the other. And then bring that right knee in towards your right shoulder. Grab your toes with your left hand and give yourself some toe manipulations. Create movement between those bones and ligaments. Then back to center you go, flex through the heel, pull the toes back with your right hand. And again, maybe continue getting some movement here. And stretch it out. If you're still holding, you're going to point and flex, or move your hand down and get rotation. Back to center, walk it up. Bend your elbows nose to knee. If you can, straighten your left leg out, do that. Bring your nose and knee closer, flex through the heel, come down. Arms out, leg down. Take a moment, see how that feels. Hopefully that right side feels better. Then cross that right ankle over the left thigh, pivot open. Passive figure four, you can make it more active by gliding that heel in and pressing that knee away. You can grab the left hamstring, hug in and press away. You can lift that left leg up, get movement through that ankle, and then bend, and then that right knee will come all the way over. We're going to use the hands to pull that knee in, nice and close, beautiful stretch on that low back. Right onto the side, pull the knees up and over, stay there, or let them twist left. Back up through center you go. Hug the left knee in and draw some circles. And then we'll pivot and use the right hand to grab those left toes. And again, we'll create movement through that foot. And then flex through the heel, pull those left toes back. Heel presses up, knee presses down. And again, movement. We'll grab that ankle, straighten out that leg, or keep the legs here if you're holding, and come to center. As you walk up, you'll stretch that right leg out, bend the elbows, bring the nose and knee closer, and then flex through the heel. Come down and lay that leg down. Cross it over, passive figure four. Bend the right knee, press that leg open. Reach around, grab that right hamstring, hug it in. Right leg can go up, movement through that ankle if you like. Crisscross all the way, hug it in, left arm off to the side. And feel free to stay here for that beautiful hip stretch, or drop the knees if you want to twist. And then you can either roll over onto that right side or meet me however you want on your hands and knees. We'll undulate our cow-cat. And then we'll stack everything up, hover for a moment, and then press back. Wide stance, walk back, lie yes and shake no, bend the knees, roll cat, inhale cow. Big deep breath in. Thank you guys.